working to me. What do we got today? We got a whole bunch of rat parts. That's a statement, and I have to say aloud, isn't it? So what did I do? I went and raided all the rat traps in the city. No, I went to victis miniatures and for the next couple hours at least to distill the not one page rules, the My Mini Factory summer sale. And I picked up all of their ratmen lines. And then I went ahead and printed them out last night. And this is not everything, but it is a lot of one copy of each of the pieces. So what I figured I would do today would actually go through these and make some new kind of cool heroes based off of these for when One Page Rules updates their new Fantasy Quest rules. Because I watched a video about the new Fantasy Quest rules and they seem really dope. So I figured that would be pretty fun. So first off, I figured we would actually just look through this pile of resin kind of and have some fun with it. And then we'll try to make a guy. Ideally, we'll try to make 3 guys in the One Page Rules Army Builder. Just to kind of like give us an idea, even though I imagine that's going to change a little bit when the new rules drop. But just to give us kind of an idea, we'll look through that a little and then we'll put our guys together. So first off, when you print these out, you can print out whole bodies or like half bodies. These are still a little wet because I actually just ran them under the sink after I pulled them out of the sun. I thought the half bodies were pretty cool, so I went with doing the half bodies because I figured we might be able to make something a little more ours. So we've got legs. That one's got like a cool like bottle there. And this one doesn't have a tail, so there are loose tails. Aha, like this cool one with a sword on it. Right? I think we'll definitely have to give somebody that. That's pretty dope, right? And they just go boop in like that. All right, so still a little bit of support on there. And they just go in like that, and that's pretty cool. So I'll probably sort through all this real quick and see what we got. So I got another body. That one's got some kind of bigger armor and stuff on it. That one's really cool, actually. Got a really cool head. The heads are actually what sold me on these because there's so many good ratmen right now out there, especially from 3D printing companies. I like that one a lot. He's really fuzzy. It's got like all the fluff like pouring out of the hood there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, there's so many good ratmen. One Page Rules themselves has a just baller line of ratmen. That one's cool. He's got a little mask on. That one is wearing some kind of face mask that is just insane looking. It's like a duck bill. Let's see, we got a spear hand. Yeah, another spear hand. We'll divide the hands into right and left. It's a really cool pistol there. It's pretty cool. We got another spear hand. And it looks like some of the arms have sleeves, some of them don't. I don't really care about that. If my ratmen have mismatching sleeves, I don't care. We got a little dagger. We got one of the bodies. So that's how the bodies come. That one's kind of cool. It's got little pouches and stuff on the back. Then we got another body here. And we'll just keep grabbing bodies. That one's got a little bit of chainmail. It's pretty cool. Let's see, we got some more heads. They had a lot of heads that had hoods, which are also cool. And there's another, just less fuzzy. rat head. We've got a mace and kind of like a gesturing hand. So my desire for these is to make kind of 3 different heroes, I think, is what I'm going to aim to do. And then I can kind of pick from there when I go to play which one I want to play. Because I think I'll probably try a game with 2, because I think the game worked the best with that. Oh, this one's like a big cuirass, like a big metal cuirass. It's kind of cool. We could use that with the one that has the legs that have a lot of armor on them. Lots of heads and hoods. I like that one's really big nose. Look at that. That's a cool side profile on that rat man. Just like with the big thick nose like that. Yeah, that's cool. Alright, we got some stabby arms, some more gesturing arms. We got another tail. This one has a lookout monocular thing. Periscope, maybe they're called. I don't remember. We got ourselves a shield. Kind of like a wooden cobbled shield. This is a really cool, like, very Turnip 28 style mask this one is. Right? Where it's kind of like got this like beaky kind of face to it. That's really neat. So for the ratmen, I think I want to make 3 of them. We've got some maces. Maces actually look pretty cool. I think I want to do one that's kind of like an all-arounder, like maybe one of those pistols. The pistols are looking, they're kind of speaking to me. And maybe like a melee weapon or something. And I think I want to do one that's got like just tons of armor. And maybe has like a shield and a sword and maybe like some kind of helmeted face. Oh, that's really cool. It's another big chunky cuirass. And then I kind of want to do one that's just like daggers. Oh, he's really cool with the little pouches. That would be really cool for a, he's got a little throwing star on his hip. Yeah, that would be cool for a, like a rogue style guy. Problematically, I'm wondering if I was supposed to mimic or mirror some of these arms. These appear to be all right arms. Which means my guys might not have left arms. Which will put a big damper on let's build new ratmen. Because I'll have to print out some left arms. But we got a 2-handed spear there. You got some cool leaping legs. So like one set of these is like kind of normal Skaven. And then one set looks very much like kind of like ninjas. Where they're like kind of running and they got kind of like hoods and like I don't know, kind of Asian-y themed stuff, right? Like clan scryer. It's a cool tail with the cuff on it. There's some slings in there. There's no like bows or anything though. That's a cool shield. I like that one. And it's a shame that's not on the left arm. Shit. Yeah, I guess I was supposed to mirror some of the arms. Alright, well I guess I'll be doing a whole run of arms then. Because I did not mirror any. Well, damn it. Alright, well we can find what we will use then, I guess, at least. And I can just print those out. Cool little dagger. You really need to see the like little rings and stuff. Right? Like those didn't break off. Like see that little ring on the bottom there? Hello! When I printed these, like I wasn't very gentle with these, getting them off the runners. But like those didn't break off at all. Little Ratman with the hood again. Okay, we got one with like shoulder pads and like a globule thing. What are those called? Like a potion kind of thing. Some more legs. And we got. Guess we could do our big armored guy as just a spear guy. I kind of like the idea of him having a shield, but it looks like I screwed up and we don't have any left arms because I apparently didn't pay attention when I was 3D printing these. So I will be printing some left arms right after this. This is a cool dagger. It's got some like poison on it. Kind of neat. Then we got another little shield. But if you were to pick these up off my mini factory, you would have a whole bunch of options, as you can see, right? And this isn't even all of them. I just printed out majority of them. Another slinger, some more maces, a gesturing hand, and we got some heads. There's one with like just a face mask kind of hood. And here's one with kind of like a sack. Oh no, this is like chainmail. Oh, that's really cool. You don't see chainmail hoods on rats very often. And we got, oh, it's a really big fuzzy boy. I like that one a lot. Yeah, we'll probably be using that one. That one's cool. Then we have another curse here, but I guess this one doesn't have the potion on it. Really cool, really weird armored mask. That's pretty dope though. And this one has something, some kind of pouch there in the front. It's pretty cool. He's got like a strap going around his chest and a little pouch. We got some more daggers. We've got another mace. We've got a hood with some of the rat snout poking out. But yeah, these were just absolutely wonderful. These Victis minis are just absolutely wonderful. We got ourselves another tail. This one's grabbing something. I don't know what it's grabbing though. Maybe a little, oh, a kunai. It's got a kunai in the tail. Look at that. That's cool. Getting ready to throw it with his tail. It's pretty dope. And we got a little claw. We got a sword. We've got, I like these long snouts. These like long rat snouts are really cool. Because they're like not how the Skaven normally looks. So that's a cool look. And then we have a spear again. Another spear. Little dagger. What else? Oh yeah, there's the good shit right there. That's cool as hell. We got a fucking flail with the big chain on it. That's dope. And then another shield. And oh look, he's got a little collar, but he's a little ear piercing there too. And pistol. And pistol with sleeve. Gesturing hand, and last but not least, a yelling rat. Right there. So yeah, that's a lot of options, right? And this is not even all the sets. I printed out the legs, I think, from like 1.5 sets, and the same thing for the bodies. I think I printed out all of the arm options and all of the head options. So I think those are all of your arm and head options that you can get out of these. But there's still twice as many body options and twice as many leg options as well. So, all right, let's go look at the website, and then we will try to come up with some ideas real quick. All right. Whoop. I've been really enjoying Legos lately, so my desk has a whole bunch of Legos on it. I just went and punched some and broke them. All right, so this is what the hero creator looks like on Age of Fantasy Quest, which is pretty cool. So, wait you go over to the one-page rules Army Forge. Now, this is what you get. You can kind of start a mission here. You can create collections out of monsters. And you can also go ahead and create yourself a hero. So I'm going to use there's a whole bunch of options here. And then you can also use ones from various STL creators. Actually, to be honest, I'm actually surprised Victis is not in here. There's a lot of them in here. Or you can use the community-made ones, which is really cool. So if you wanted community-made stuff, like if you wanted stuff from Conquest at all, there's rules for those here. But we're going to use one of the official books, and we are going to do ratmen. There we go, right there. All right, now the OPR ratman range is phenomenal. It is a wonderful range. I cannot say better things about it. It is wonderful. But it's fun to make, like, when we I've been doing a lot with like multi-part plastic minis lately. They've been kind of really hitting the spot, kind of putting them together myself and all. This is as close to that in resin as you can get. Um, so I think that's really cool. That's kind of why I wanted to play with these victis ones, because you can kind of like mix and match and stuff like that, and it's really neat. So, all right. We're gonna name our guy Mr. Whiskers. There he goes. And we can be an aspiring champion, or we can be an aspiring battle master. Let's figure out what the difference between those is. Okay. Let's see. 663666. What's inspiring champion? Stats are the same. Okay. Aspiring champion has 9 wounds. Aspiring battlemaster also has fearless. What is fearless? A unit where most models have this rule fails a moral test. Roll 1. Okay, yeah. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the aspiring champion for now. And let's figure out what classes we have. So we have a barbarian, a bard, a cleric, a druid, a fighter, and some of these stats are going to change. So trying to min-max the stats is probably a bad idea. But what we can min-max is like the concept, right? So I want one guy that's kind of like an all-rounder, and I want one guy that's a big, heavily armored motherfucker. I might actually give him the mace and like a shield instead of the spear. So let's go ahead and let's look at Ranger and see what we can do with that. Okay. So let's see. We can give him double hand weapons. We can get him a sensor flail, a spear, a great weapon, which would be like a two-handed sword or something like that. He can have a pet giant rat. That's cool. What does that give me? Enemy units using ambush must be set up over 12 inches away from this model. It's pretty cool. And he can have a tunneling drill. Only 1 use per game. This model and up to 3 friendly models are at 12 inches in the beginning of the round. And get AP1 in melee. It's effect class until the end of the round. Okay, that's kind of cool. Those are both kind of neat. Okay, he can have a sniper rifle. That's really cool. He can have a rocket launcher. Also cool. Or a toxin gun. Ooh, that's kind of dope. Okay. So, let's see. He has an A3, so like a 3 attack hand weapon, right? Which Ranger's precision. Once per game, when activated until the end of the round, the next time the hero deals at least 1 hit with shooting, it deals an extra hit. Okay. Alright, that could be kind of cool. What's Hunting Beast? Pick one enemy unit within 6 inches, it takes 2 hits. Oh, I love that one. That's the one that I had for my dog before. Yeah, that's cool. Let's do that. I'll do that. I'll do this one, and then we'll give the guy we're 12 inches away, that enemy. Okay. Alright, so you know what? I think we will go ahead and we will give him what's going to count as a throwing weapon for his pistol. Because I think everybody, yeah, I think you start with 20 gold, and then, yeah, you start with 20 gold. So, um, they also give you a bunch of curing potions by default. So I guess you actually start with 30 gold. So let's see, we could give him something else. I don't know. Like we could give him the warning cry giant rat, or we could save up and buy him some armor, which I think I would give him the giant rat, and then because he's gotta have a pet anyway, and then I would probably save up the 15 gold and give him some armor. So okay, let's go back to our models then. And let's look at what we got. Okay, so we want to make a ranger type guy. I like this one with the pouches. I think this one's really cool. So I think we'll do this one as our ranger type guy. So I've got some 25 mils, and these guys will fit nicely on that. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to start gluing some legs down. Oh shit, I thought this was not a Lego piece. I thought that was blue tack. Shit. Hold on, I had a big glob of blue tack somewhere I was going to use to make my life easier. Poopy. I kind of wanted to reuse that, not make a new one. But, huh. Alright, we'll just remake a new one. Give me a sec. Okay, alright, we're back. Alright, got some blue tack. Okay, so I think what we'll do first off is we'll just glue some feet to bases. So I'm going to put a little glue tack on the bottom of his foot to help hold the glue. So, because my super glue has not been holding super well, and to be totally honest, accelerant's really bad for you, so I don't want to use it. Okay, so we'll let that sit for a minute, and we'll get the other legs together. So we got the cool one with the potions. Where was the cool one with the armor? Was it this one? That one's pretty cool. Was it this one? Yeah, this is the really armored one with like the junk plates and the knee pads. Yeah, we'll do that one too. And these 25 mil bases, these are just ones that I 3D printed myself. They came from my mini factory. The file is called... No, they came from Thingiverse. The file is called Miniature Bases Hollow 5mm Wall. So if you search that, it should come up. These are the same files I've been using for like the last 5 years or something when I make bases. They all come from that set. Ah. But yeah, all right, we'll give him a second to set too. And let's find a third. Hold on. Let's find ourselves a third set of feet that we want to use as well. Because we're not going to be able to do everything, unfortunately. Because I didn't print those hands out like I thought I did, so. Okay, really? Come on, game. Game, oh my god, you can tell I've been playing too much video game lately. Over here swearing at this ratman's legs like I'm playing fucking Warframe. A couple weekends ago, I actually just hit True Master in Warframe, which is very nice after playing it for like 10 years. All right, let's see what other ones we got. We got this one here. It's got some chainmail and a knee pad. That one's kind of cool. We got this one, which is just kind of like some regular legs. That's not bad either. It's got a little bit of chainmail. We got some pants. We got a dashing set with a couple of kunai. That would go good with that kunai tail. Another dashing set of legs, and another set with pouches. I like the pouches, to be honest. I think they're cool. So I think we'll do that for our third set of legs. I am easily sold whenever there's pouches, I'll be completely honest. Easily sold. And our base here. Bonk, 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 bonk. Okay. All right, now let's look at what we got. We've got, where's that chest with the pouch? Okay, so here's one of them. That chest has a pouch. I like that one. I think we'll use that one for somebody. And then we've got one of those armored cuirasses with the shoulder pads. This is like a neck armored piece that's kind of neat. Or we can do the full chest armored piece, like this one here. I kind of like the shoulder pads, to be honest. I think they're really neat, but the full armored one's kind of cool too. All right, let me think about that a little bit. And let's see what else we got. We have another chest with the pouch. Okay. I'm easily sold by the chest with the pouches. That one's kind of cool though too, with all the frills. It's got a little bit of armor under it. There's kind of another frills. Okay. All right. So, and then we're going to need a set of arms. So what we could do is this guy plus like these arms here and have this be our heavily armored guy and not have him have like the shield and spear, or the shield and just have him have a big spear instead. That's something we could do. All right, that could be kind of neat. Or we could give this guy the mace like that, and then give him a shield when I print out a bunch of left-hand shields. Although if I use this cuirass, he could have his mace cocked further back because the shoulder pad's not in the way. Okay, all right. We'll think about that. But I guess we just did Mr. Whiskers. So let's figure out the parts for him, I guess. So I want him to have a pistol of some kind because I want him to have a range attack. So that's a neat pistol. It's got like a sight on it. And we can do that same pistol if we don't want him to have a sleeve. And then I guess on the other arm, maybe we would actually do just like a regular arm like that. Maybe. Right? And then we could have him like maybe aiming with the pistol for the other one. So like it would look like this or like this. And then he would be aiming with the pistol like that. I think that would work pretty well, to be honest. What other pistol options do we have? We got this one up here, which is where it's like up in the air. It's not bad either. Right, we could have him. Let's see, we could have. Let's see, we got some daggers, we got a sword, we got a club. How does this dagger work? Alright, so that's pretty close to the body dagger, that one is. What about this one? Same thing, same thing. That would look kind of cool though if he had the dagger and was shooting across his body. Or we could do a club. Or here's a nice little dagger. Yeah, if he was doing that and then shooting across the body with the other arm, that would look pretty dope, to be honest. Or even here's a bigger kind of sword. Would also work, the sword would. I guess here's another dagger, it's kind of, or another pistol, but it's more kind of at rest. And some of these gesturing arms I think could be pretty good too. Yeah, okay. So I think what we'll do is we will have him like shooting across his body with his right arm. Guess I should actually glue the arm one first. And you know what? We'll go with the sleeved one. Yeah, we'll go with the sleeved one. There we go. Steal some of that there. Alright, that didn't work. This glue's been not behaving well lately. It's been really annoying, to be honest. Don't really want to put a piece of blue tack on all of these parts, but I guess I'm not going to have a choice. It is defos not behaving. This glue, I mean. There we go. Oh, that's actually going to get in the way. You're going to see it. Shit. Alright, we're not going to have that choice. Yeah, usually super glue is not that bad. It connects like after a second or two of holding it, right? But man, it's not behaving at all. I wonder if I just have a different bottle of super glue. Maybe something went wrong with this one. I mean, it's gluing fine in my goddamn hands. So the goal is to get it to look like that, where he's holding a pistol out like that. Maybe a little lower so he's aiming a little better. But my glue is not holding for shit. And that goes on the body like this, so that he's aiming forward. That is really annoying. Okay, I'm gonna have to find a different bottle of super glue. That shit is not working at all. But yeah, the goal would be to get it to look like that. My super glue is not working at all, so I'm going to find a different bottle. Okay, okay, hold on. Maybe the chest is actually going to stick. Let's see. All right, let's give that a minute to see if the chest sticks. So one of the things we could do is we have this dagger tail. We could have him have the dagger tail and have that count as our melee weapon. Right, have the other hand be like a gesturing hand, and then have the tail be the melee weapon. That is something we could do. So, all right, I'm gonna put this guy down because I think I just keep fucking it up. And I figure out where his arm went that I want. Okay, and then where'd the dagger tail go? There it is. All right, I do think that's a cool idea, having the tail be the weapon and then his other arm would be empty to go with the pistol. I think that's pretty cool. Hello. All right, let's go look at the character creator again, real quick. Bonk. Okay, back to the character creator. Okay, I'm gonna save Mr. Whiskers here. We are gonna have to. I guess there's really no reason to save him. We're gonna have to rebuild him once the new rules launch. So let's go ahead and look at some other options. So we want a really heavily armored rat. I think that's a really cool idea. So I think we could go with a paladin, a fighter, or a cleric. Actually, having a cleric would be pretty cool. So maybe that's not the like super heavily armored rat. Maybe that's like another one. And we'd have like a ranger, a fighter, and like a cleric. That would be pretty neat. I guess we could also do barbarian. Let's look at fighter. Let's see. Or let's look at paladin, I guess. All right. So if we look at paladin, what other options can he have? Oh, I thought the class would actually affect his starting equipment. Shit, that's my bad. Sorry, I'm very itchy. I'll stop itching now. Um, oh, okay. So I guess the class doesn't affect the starting equipment. So if we wanted him to have, let's say, a flail and a shield, we couldn't afford that because we have 30 points. Yeah, so what could we afford? To start off, they have him having light armor, which I think will be fair. And then he'll have a hand weapon and 5 extra gold. So we would need to save up for the shield. He could eventually move to the sensor flail, though, which would also be kind of cool. Or to a spear. Or we could give him a shield and take away his light armor. But I mean, that's the same. It's just defense 1. So if we actually equip both of these, does he have 4 defense? Yep. Okay. All right. So I think that's what I would do. I would start off with him having light armor, and then we would upgrade him to a shield. So let's see. Okay. So if we go look at the armored legs that we glued down, there they are. They're still not very glued. Okay, my super glue is just off or something. I'm gonna have to get a new super glue. But then what we would do is we'd probably take one of these like heavily armored chest pieces, like this one. That one's pretty cool. And we would do the flail on there, like that. And then we would give him a shield in the other arm. You know, that would be like that. And that would kind of be, that would be our heavily armored kind of rat guy then. It would sort of be like that. That would be pretty cool. So I like this chest armor. We also have this one, but honestly, if I'm going to do a cleric, I kind of like him, the cleric, having the potion and stuff. That's kind of neat. But I guess we also have this one. I guess is a little more fancy. Yeah. Now for heads, I think I would definitely want to do this weird like armored head. I think that one's really neat with the weird helmet on it. Very like Brian Froud helmet with like the bent nose and stuff. I think that's super cool and would work really well for that. So if we wanted to make like a paladin guy, I think that would be pretty cool. And then give him this flail and a like shield in the other arm. I think we'd be pretty awesome with that. Yeah, I think that would be pretty dope. So I think that's what we'll do for our paladin. And then if we wanted to make a cleric, I do like this one with the shoulder pads and the potion. I think that's kind of neat. And then we could give him like a spear, or we could give him like a mace, maybe. There's not like a big two-handed mace, but there are some like single-handed maces, like this one. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cleric-y as well. But I don't want everybody just to have shields, so he would need to have like a gesturing hand as the other hand, which I mean I guess could work as a cleric. Although I do kind of just like the idea of doing maybe like a spear for him. All right, I think that's kind of neat. Maybe one without these sleeves, because those shoulder pads and the sleeves don't get along well together. Yeah, there it goes. Just like bare arms, and then let's see. Yeah, those shoulder pads don't work with a lot of stuff, actually. They kind of really get in the way. I think we would probably have to not have a two-handed spear if we had one. Which kind of defeats the whole point of having the spear then. Yeah, those shoulder pads actually are a pain in the ass. Like they look really cool, but man, they are limiting our options for real. So yeah, I guess I would probably give him a club then, or one of these single-handed spears. Like that would be okay, but then he would still have to have a gesturing hand. So yeah, I'd probably give him a club then. So I'd give him a club, and then we've got some more kind of armored legs. So like that one's pretty cool with the chainmail under it. That would look pretty dope, I think. Or let's see, we got this one. This one's got a lot less like armor stuff, so that could be cool too for a cleric with the bare legs there, and then he could have bare arms. And that might look kind of cool. But this one he's got some knee pads at least. So he'll be a little more armored maybe. But yeah, really, really cool. I wish my fucking glue was working. That one glued. The running body did. Crazy. The running body would be really, you could do a lot of cool stuff. But that would probably make a good thief, to be honest. If I wanted to have like a thief style one, that could be pretty cool. All right, let's see. Did any of this actually glue? Okay, it actually did. All right. It glued in slightly the wrong place. That's not actually where I wanted it to glue, I guess because I was futzing with it so much. All right, yeah, I gotta get new glue. That's a pain in the ass. Let me go look real quick, see if I have one. I'll be back in 1 sec. Oh, fuck yeah, let's go. Right there. Oh. All right. Oh, even really fancy, nice bottle. Shit. All right, let's put that gun arm on this guy to begin with. See, that's how super glue is supposed to work. Hells to the yeah. All right. I don't know what the hell is wrong with that other bottle. I have to print out. Oh, I guess we should actually pick that arm up a little bit. Oh, he's not like shooting at the floor. I'll have to print out a little rat or something for this guy to be his hunting beast. If he's going to be the ranger. I'll print out some left arms and we'll do a gesturing arm. And it will be, I don't know, it'll be like this, essentially, but on the other side. And he'll be like, aha, kind of thing. Hello. The perfect dwarven physiognomy. That's a new word to me. But that's cool though. Thank you for that, I guess. I think that's a compliment. I think dwarfs are cool, so sure. All right, now we can stick one in his butt. There we go. And this is gonna count as his hand weapon. Oh, I got some little nubbies on there we gotta get off from the printing. Yeah, so this will count as his hand weapon. Shit. Yeah, that's really cool. That bladed tail is dope. All right, and then this guy's gonna need a head too. So I really like one of those really fuzzy heads. That one's pretty cool. No, that one's got like a helmet. I don't want him to have a helmet. That one's also pretty cool. I think I'm really feeling this one, so I think we'll do that one. Unless, no. Although ones with the big noses, oh, the big nose one could be my cleric. Yeah, some of these rat guys have really like long snouts and they look really cool. Like it's a cool design that Victis chose to do for these. There we go. All right, and that's pretty darn cool looking. Now that he'll actually stick together because my glue's not terrible. That's a pretty great mini right there. Yeah, then we just gotta, I'll print out. So when you get these files, all the arms are right arms and you have to mirror them for the left. So I'll print out a whole set of left arms next. But yeah, that's really, really freaking cool. All right. So I guess let's do part of our paladin then too. We're not going to be able to do his shield arm, but we should be able to do everything else then. All right. So he'll get. I think we'll put his arm on first. This is his like big cool chain mace. That's really cool. And then yeah, we'll kind of come on, come on, come on. No, don't stick that hard yet. God damn it, you're not in position. The other glue is not sticking at all. This one's sticking too quickly. Yeah, we'll position the chest so he's kind of like swinging the arm back like that. And then we'll give him the really cool, like Brian Froud helmet. That's what we'll do for him. Yeah, these are wonderful minis, and they're still on 50% sale for the next couple of hours. I picked them all up yesterday and just printed them out over the evening. And then left them to cure this morning as I drop the head and it goes somewhere and I don't know where. There it is. Yeah, I just left them to cure all morning and they're perfectly fine. And then he'll get a shield. I'll probably give him the metal shield because I think that's a pretty cool design. Where did it go? There it is. So I'll print this arm out on the other side, but he'll get a metal shield like that. And that's kind of how he'll look then. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, that came out really, that'll be a really cool one. So like that could be our one-page rules combo right there, right? But let's do the cleric, or at least what we can of the cleric as well. So I like the idea of the unarmored legs for the cleric. Where did they go? There they are. Partly because I want to use one of those big nose faces because they're really unique. They're really, really cool, the big thick noses. You know, and I guess we'll do a rogue too. Alright, so we'll let this dry for a second and we'll work on this guy here. And what we'll do is we'll grab the other curse that had pouches, this one, for him. And then we'll just give him like double daggers or something. Because there is a double dagger option in the one-page rules army builder for these guys. So. Yep. And then we can, there was a tail with a cuff. I liked that one. Where did that one go? Ah, there it is. Yeah, his tail has a little cuff on it, and it's really cute. See? So there at the end, it's got that little cuff. That's really neat. Okay. Let's see. What weapons would we want this guy to have? Probably want him to have a backwards dagger. That feels very roguey to me. And then we're going to want this guy to have one of the heads too. Obviously he needs a head. That was a stupid statement. We're going to want him to have one of the ones maybe that has a hood because we haven't used any of those yet. Yeah, and then when we go to play one-page rules, we'll have 4 different guys we can pick from. All right, we're going to set him off to the side for a second. We're going to do the other guy, the cleric's body. So the cleric, I think I'm just going to have looking straight on. So I think we're going to have him in a little more of a neutral pose than the other ones. Yeah, so we'll do that, and then he'll get one of the maces. So let's find a mace. That one's pretty cool. One's got like a metal cuff on it. Or there's this one, which is kind of rearing back a little bit more. So even in the weapons, you get slightly different positions of them, even though they're the same weapon. Yeah, and that's pretty dope. Um, and this guy's other hand will be a gesturing hand. Which means, honestly, I might want to put the mace in the left hand. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll put a gesturing hand on that right arm. So let's find one. Here we go. All right. He can kind of be looking like he's getting ready to like cast something, you know? Rat indeed. Rat indeed. All right, and then I wanted the one with a really big snoot. Where was that one? There it is. I freaking love this head. Whoever designed this head at Victis, I love you. You're amazing. Please make more of the big snoot rats. That's a really cool looking face. And not something you normally see. Like GW nowadays is trying to go for this like the Skaven are really gross look, which is not super cool. And one page rules, all their Skaven are really adorable. So this is a nice mix of gross and adorable with that big long kind of rat noise. Rat nose. Rat indeed. Rat indeed. Yeah, that's really cool. I like whoever designed that. Good job. And then once I print them out, he'll get a right arm that has the mace in it. I'm just dumb and only printed out left arms apparently. So, but yeah, that'll be the cleric, and then let's find a good hooded head. There's a lot of options. They have a lot of hooded heads. That one's really cute. He's got the little round ears. That one's super adorable. This is actually one of the long nose heads just in a hood. And then this one, he's got like bandages around him, it looks like. It's kind of neat. And we got this one, which is again a really long nose hood. He has some kind of mask going under his hood too. Here's a fluffy face. It's got a big fluffy chin. We've got this one, which is like turbo fluffy. You can see it like poking out the sides there. I like that a lot. Or this one, which is also kind of fluffy, but kind of also off to the side. But his ears aren't sticking out. I think the ears need to stick out. They're much cuter when the ears stick out. And then last but not least, we got this one, which is more of like an executioner style hood. All right, so I think this one with the big fluffy face is really neat. I think we'll do that one. So, yeah. Yeah. And that'll be pretty dope once you get. Yeah, I feel like there needs to be a mix. You can't have just all of one or all of the other. Um well, let me rephrase that. I don't think you can have only nasty rats. You can have only cute rats, but that's a slightly different army. But for like a ratmen army, you kind of need like a mix of the two. Um, I think that's one of the things that GW really screwed up with the new Skaven. They're all like all gross, and it's like it's not really what I want. I want like a 75-25 cute to gross ratio, you know. But I feel like these guys are doing a really good job with that. They have a lot of like personality. But yeah, so I'll print out the left arms, and then because if you get these, all the arms come right arms. You need to mirror them to print left arms as well. So Yeah, these guys would be done if I hadn't been dumb and not noticed that. So we got a rogue kind of guy. We've got this guy with the dagger here, and dagger on his tail, and the pistol. This guy's going to be my ranger. And then we have this guy in all of the armor ever with his cool Brian Frow mask and his mace, and then he's going to get a shield as well. And then we also have this guy who's going to be my cleric, and his left arm is going to be a mace like that. And he's got the really big snoot, which is awesome. But yeah, so that is some victis ratmen. These are really nice minis, and all of these parts that I've shown here, right? This is, like I said, all of the heads from all of the sets. And then it is all of the arms and about half the bodies and about half the legs. So there's twice as many bodies and twice as many legs as what I've shown off here as options. Finished my SOA Underworld Skaven team not too long ago. Nice. The Underworld's models can be really nice. They put out 3 different Skaven teams. I don't have the last one, but I have the other 2. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Rat with a Gat, indeed. Yeah, this is going to be my ranger for 1-page rules. Fantasy Quest, because we're going to start up a new campaign. I really need to keep myself to keeping the campaigns going and not, right? Like I really enjoy it. It's very fun. It's just, it takes a lot of energy. So I kind of have to I really kind of have to push myself to do it. And I really need to do that. So once, once the new rules drop for 1-page rules, we will start up a new campaign for Age of Fantasy Quest with our cool little rat guys. But yeah. Oh, I should show how these guys stand up to others really quick. That's a good idea. Okay, so this is Fireforged and Wargames Atlantic Zombies. So very nicely scaled with those right there. What kind of campaign is it? So Age of Fantasy Quest is like a solo co-op campaign system that kind of lets you play by yourself or with another person. It's really cool. You get kind of like an evolving shop, and there's like an online app that kind of helps you run everything so that you kind of don't know what's coming. It can kind of surprise you a little bit. It's pretty cool. Highly recommend you check it out. It's Age of Fantasy Quest on 1-page rules. Age of Star Quest, which is their sci-fi version, I've done like a whole I don't know, like 6 or 7 episode campaign on before. It was really fun. And I just absolutely loved that. That was so good. I've tried doing the Fantasy Quest. I think I did like a 2-episode campaign on it. But then I switched to doing some Frostgrave, but we're gonna get back to Fantasy Quest. Yeah. All right, and here's one of the Conquest Nords that we painted recently. So obviously the Conquest Nord is 40 millimeters. It's just so to give you an idea. So he's very small. Or other stuff I have on my desk. I have a Conquest Buclocephali. So big difference there because these things are gigantic. The Conquest models are. Okay. Sorry, I'm just grabbing stuff that I have around. Ah, okay. So, War Games at this guy is not finished being painted. War Games Atlantic Goblin, right there. All right, so they're about the same height, if a little bit taller than the goblins. War Games Atlantic Discourse War turned into a possum. So scale-wise, they're much bigger than the Discourse War guys, but height-wise, they're about the same. But scale-wise, that's a big difference. Games Workshop, Skaven from the new box. So they are bigger than those, and scale-wise, they do feel bigger than the standard clan rats. This feels more like a character scale Skaven. Case in point, Skaven Globadier from the new box. Yeah, like see the scale of the heads. Like this guy's head's probably like 10, 15% bigger. So he just feels a little more like a character. Let's see, Normans. Or no, are these Danes? Victrix Danes. Some Victrix Danes. So they scale really nice. Yeah, that's my Discords War Possum guys. And then, let's see. I still have not figured out a fucking color palette for these things, but these are the dragons from War Machine's most recent starter box. I haven't figured out a color scheme for that yet, though. So, yeah. These guys scale nicely. They'll fit with pretty much all the War Games Atlantic stuff, all the Vitrix stuff. They'll even fit with the Games Workshop stuff, but they're a little chunkier, a little more character-y. I agree. Ratmen of all shapes and sizes are wonderful. But I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Next week, hopefully, if the rules are out, we'll start our campaign then, and if not, we'll I don't know. I have some more of the Willy Wonka terrain to finish, so maybe we'll work on that. I printed out a new building and got it primed, so maybe we'll work on some of the Willy Wonka terrain. Right, the ones that we did before, they came along really nice. Right, I'm really happy with how they came out. So they look really cool. So this one and this one are actually the same building. This is just the non-destroyed version, and I mirrored the print, so it was slightly less obvious. So kind of cool. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed me talking about Ratman for a while. And I'm gonna go print out some left arms. That's what I'm gonna go do. And I'll catch you guys next time. I'll be back next Sunday. I hope you have a good one.